What's up, everybody? This is Domingo here on Network, and today's Yu-Gi-Oh video I'm going to be doing, I am going to do a Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile. And the deck profile that I'm going to be doing in this video is going to be my updated version of my Lightsworn deck profile. So without further ado, let's get this Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile started. So here we go.
It's time to
Alright guys, so I'm here to do my updated version of my Lightsworn deck profile. There are a couple changes I made in this deck. So I'm going to show you guys the main deck and the extra deck, as well as explain all my card choices and ratios. So without further ado, let's get this Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile started. Here we go. We're going to start off with the main deck. Alright, so we're going to start off with the boss monster himself, and that is 3 copies of Judgment Dragon. JD is amazing. He's a free special summon if you have 4 more Lightsworn monsters in your graveyard with different names. And also he has an effect that says you could pay 1,000 life points to destroy all other cards on the field except for JD. So he's like a dark hold effect, but pretty cool and really good. And of course I like to play JD in my Lightsworn deck profile. I know there's like some Lightsworn players don't play JD anymore, but I still play JD because there comes a time I have to go to JD. I want to get rid of the entire board. I want to go OTKs. I want to go for the win, and that's why I play 3 copies of Judgment Dragon in this deck, because JD really helped out this deck a lot, and he's still pretty good. All right, now we're gonna move on to the Lightsworn. So I'm gonna show you guys the Lightsworn Tuna monsters. I do play 3 copies of Raiden, Hand of the Lightsworn, 1 copy of Felix Lightsworn Archer, and the 1 copy of Minerva Lightsworn Maiden. So Raiden is one really good card. You know, during your main phase, you just send the top 2 cards from your deck to the graveyard. Because remember, Lightsworn has their effects like during each of their end phase. You know, they have like their effects to mail the top cards from your deck to the graveyard. You know, excavate the top card from the graveyard, so that way you can get your resources and your combos in place and stuff. So, and also Raiden, you know, during the end phase, you know, of your turn, you can just mail 2. Felix is pretty good. You know, she can only be special summoned by a card effect, and also if she's sent from the deck to the graveyard, by a Lightsworn effect monster, you special summon her in the hand, and also you contribute her to target 1 monster your opponent control, and then just excavate the top 3 cards and then afterwards. Minerva Maiden, you know, it's just for the extra mailing. That's why I play Minerva Maiden. Maiden's pretty good for the extra mailing, you know, so it's pretty good as well. So these are my tuners that I definitely play. Of course, you're gonna need them for your single plays and also for your resources and stuff. Now for the other Lightsworn monsters that I do play 3 copies of Lumina Lightsworn Summoner, and 3 copies of Wolf Lightsworn Beast, and the 1 copy of Lila Lightsworn Sorceress. So these are the other Lightsworn monsters I play. Minerva's really good. You just once per turn discard 1 card from your hand. Target a level 4 lower Lightsworn monster, very special summoning. Wolf is really good and really amazing. He can only be special summoned by a card effect, and also if Wolf sent from the deck to the graveyard, you could just special summon this card, so it's pretty good. And there's also his attack points is 2100, which is really good. Lila, you know, her effect, you know, you could just switch Lila from attack to defense and target 1 spell track on your opponent control and destroy. And also they have like their effects during each of their end phases. You just excavate the top cards from your deck to the graveyard, so it's pretty cool as well. Lumina, always good at 3. Wolf is always good at 3. Lila, you only need 1 copy of her, so it's really, really good. And I love this ratio I play for Lightsworn, so it's pretty good. So that's it for the Lightsworn monsters. Now we're going to move on to the other monsters that also help out this deck a lot as well. So I'm going to show you this engine that I really love, and this engine really helped out this deck a lot. I love this engine so much because it helped Lightsworn really well. The 1 copy of Performance Trick Clown, and I also played 3 copies of Performance Damage Juggler, and the 3 copies of Performance Hat Trigger. So this is the Performance engine that I play in Lightsworn. It really helped out a lot. Trick Clown, you know, if it's sent to the graveyard, you just pay 1,000, target a performer on the graveyard, special summon it. Of course, you take 1,000 damage. Damage juggle is really good. You just it just negate a card effect damage, and also if you could banish damage to the graveyard and search for one performing monster and add it to your deck to your hand as well. Hat Trick is really good. Like if there's 2 or more monsters on the field, it's a free special summon. Special summon Hat Trick from your hand. Really good. This performing engine really helps a lot, especially if you want to go for your single plays or your rank 4 XD play or your link plays as well. So it's really good, especially if you want to go for your Nightmare package as well. So it's really good extenders and stuff. And next, the other cards I play 2 copies of Honest, since most of my monsters, since almost every monster I play are light attributes, so it's really good. 2 copies of Goblin Bird. Goblin Bird really help out a lot in this deck as well. It's, you normal summon Goblin, special summon a level 4 lower monster from your hand. Switch Goblin Bird in defense mode. It really helps. If you got this with rating on Lightsworn Twinner, you can go for your single plays or your rank 4 XC play. Go for Minerva or your link plays and stuff. So it really help out a lot. So these cards pretty good. So next, as far as the other monsters I do play the 1 copy of the Electromagnetic Turtle and the 1 copy of Deco Seca. So these are the 1-ups I play to round off the monsters. Electromagnetic Turtle really help out. So it's really good. It's like you banish it from the graveyard to end your opponent's battle phase. You only get that effect once per duel, but it's still a pretty good card. Deco Seca, really good card to play. On her effect, she cannot be special summoned. If you have no set cards, the both players cannot activate any spells and traps on the field. So that's pretty good. Deco Seca is really good. Like it just shuts down, players who try to activate spells and trap cards, or especially the ones they sent and stuff. So it's pretty good. It really stops your opponent. It's good to if you want to stop your opponent and from activating spells and trap cards, and you want to lock them. So basically, Deco Cycle just lock your opponent from activating any spells and traps. So it really helps out a lot. So Deco Cycle is pretty cool as well. Really enjoy playing this card. I tried out Deco Cycle and tested everything out, and she did pretty well. So that's it for the monsters. Now we're gonna move on to the spells. I played 3 copies of Charge of the Light Brigade and the 3 copies of Solar Recharge. So these are the spell cards that I play. Charge of the Light Brigade is your reinforcement of the armies for Lightsworn. You just send the top 3 cards from the graveyard, add a level 4 lower Lightsworn monster to your deck your hand. Solar Recharge is your draw power and your resources and stuff. You just discard a Lightsworn from your hand, draw 2 cards, and then send the top 2 cards from your deck to the graveyard. It really helps out a lot. So much plays you can do, and these are the cards you always gotta play at 3. I see some people play 2 Solar Recharge. Nah, the best ratio you always gotta play Solar Recharge is at 3, in my opinion. And as far as the other spell cards I play 3 copies of Pot of Avarice. This card really helped out this deck a lot because since you like to mail monsters for an intimidator or Lightsworn's effect, this card is your recycler for your monsters. So basically, Pot of Avarice, you just target 5 monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them to the deck, and draw 2 cards. And this card, Pot of Avarice, you always got to play this card 3 because you want to do your recycling and do all the loops and stuff and all your mailing again. So it's a really good recycling card. I love Pot of Avarice. It really helped out a lot. The other cards, spell cards I play 2 copies of Twin Twister. Twin Twister's good, getting rid of back row removal. Of course, you got a Scar card and stuff to do it, but it really helps out a lot because you want to get rid of back row. And for the other spell cards I play, my 1-ups, I do play 1 copy of Foolish Burial. Really good card, sending a monster from death to grave really helps out a lot. 1 copy of Reinforcement Army, since most of my monsters are warrior monsters. Of course, the cards the warrior monster you search is your rated, and also your Goblin Bird as well. And the 1 copy of Monster Reborn, because, special summoning a monster from graveyard really help out a lot as well. So it's pretty cool. Alright, so that's it for the spells. As far as the traps, I do play 1 copy of Lightsworn Judgment. Is a card that searches for JD. It's basically, if you could activate this card and place this card on top of the deck. If this card is sent from the deck to the graveyard by the effect of a Lightsworn monster, you just search for JD and add it to your deck. Your hand, so really help out a lot. And the last 2 trackers I played to round up the main deck is 2 copies of Breakthrough Skill. Breakthrough Skill really help out a lot in this deck, especially if you mail it, and then during your turn, you just activate, you banish the Breakthrough Skill and negating the opponent's monster effect. It's really good. So Breakthrough Skill really help out a lot as well. So it's really amazing. Alright, so that's it for the main deck. Now I'm going to move on to the extra deck. So I'm going to start off with the Syncrhos. I do play 1 copy of Michael the Arch Lightsworn. Michael's really good, you know. Pay 1,000, you know, once per turn you pay 1,000, target 1 card in the field, banish that target. And it also has a recycler effect when it's destroyed. And integrating your, you know, shuffle all your Lightsworn monsters. Then for each Lightsworn you shuffle, it gains like 300 life points for each one. So that's pretty good as well. I also play 1 copy of F.A. Don Dragster. A really good level, really good card because you know, it reduces level 2 and then to negate an opponent's spells and traps. So it really helped out a lot. So those are my level 7 sequel. Now for the level 8s, I do play 1 copy of Psych Flame Lord Omega. Omega's good, especially like you want to banish your opponent's card from the hand and all this stuff. And also has a recycling effect, like, you know, recycle this card, also a banish card and shuffle them to the deck as well. 1 copy of Stardust Dragon. Stardust Dragon's good, you know, you tribute it to negate an opponent's spells, trap, or monster effect, and destroy it. And then you can special summon Stardust Dragon back during the end phase of your turn. And the last Synchro monster to play to round out the Synchros is 1 copy of Scrap Dragon, because you could do a lot with Scrap Dragon. So you target the card you control and your opponent's control, destroy them. It really helped out a lot. So, you know, it's really, really good. Alright, so that's it for the Synchros. As far as the XCs or XYZs, whichever you want to prefer, I do play 2 copies of Minerva, the Extra Lightsworn. Minerva is amazing in this deck. It's a really good rank 4 XCs. You know, once per turn, detach and then mail the top 3 cards in the graveyard, and then draw. And if there's any Lightsworn monsters that you mail, you draw 1 card for each of those. It really helps. And also when she's destroyed, you just mail the top 3 cards and then target the same amount of cards and on the field and then destroy them. But that's only if you mail Lightsworn monsters in order to get that effect, because if Minerva, like I said, if Minerva gets destroyed and then you activate the effect and mail the top 3 cards, if any of those cards you mail happens to be Lightsworn monster, target the same amount of cards on the field and destroy them. So it really help out a lot. Really good cards, because Minerva is the MVP of this deck. 1 copy of Lemonade, the Sea Dragon. Lemonade is pretty good, you know, targeting, you know, detach and then banishing, target a banished level 4 lower monster, and especially some of your side effect really helped it a lot. And also the last XC I played to round off the XCs is the 1 copy of Dante. Already missed. Dante's good, you know, you just detach and then send the top 3 cards from the graveyard. And also, if Dante attacks, you just switch to the end phase at the end of the battle phase. It's pretty good. And of course, Dante, when you activate the effect to mail the top 3 cards, it gains 500 attack points for each of those discard cards. And of course, there comes a times if you go double, if you have 2 copies of Illumina, if you activate the Illumina's effect, and then after that, use both for your Illuminas and then go for your rank 3 XCs to your Dante or your Levianeer, so it's pretty good. And of course, I like if you got Levianeer and also let's say you banish your Damage Juggler. If you use Damage Juggler back to banish and then search and then go for Levianeer, especially some of the Damage Juggler, so it's pretty cool. So that's it for the XCs. And as far as links, I played the 1 copy of Curious, the Lightsworn Minion. Curious is amazing. Really help out this deck. Of course, like send a card for into the graveyard. If it's, you know, like some stuff. Also has like an effect that says if a card, if the effect of a Lightsworn monster have activate the effect to send the top cards from the deck to the graveyard, you can activate Curious effect to send the top 3 cards from the deck to the graveyard as well. So it's really good. And as far as the other links I played, 1 copy of Undercloud Taker is a really good link too. Monster. It's a really good link monster. Really help out a lot. 1 copy of Nightmare Service. This is the card to destroy a special summoning monster in the main monster zone, and also has an effect that when it's co-linked to the other link monsters, the monsters that are co-linked cannot be destroyed by an opponent's card effect. Nightmare Phoenix is really good. This is a card that destroys a spell and trap. And also has an effect, you know, if the monsters that are co-linked with the Phoenix, the link monsters that are co-linked cannot be destroyed by battle. And then I also play 1 copy of Nightmare Unicorn. This one's really good. This is the one that, you know, you target 1 card in the field and then shuffle it to the deck. And also, if it's co-linked by other Nightmare monsters like Phoenix and Service, for example, you draw 1 card. you draw an extra card during your draw phase and stuff, so it's pretty cool as well. And then the last Link monster that I played to run off the extra deck is the one copy of Beauregard Dragon. Beauregard Dragon is really good in this deck. It's a 3,000 attack point monster, and it also has an effect that it cannot be destroyed by card effects, so that's really good as well. It's a really good Link 4, and it really helped out this deck a lot, so it's really amazing. And that's going to be it for the deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoy my updated Lightsworn deck profile. I love this deck so much. This is an old school deck, you know, from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Nostalgia back in the days. And I gotta say, Lightsworn is so much fun. I really enjoy playing this deck. You know, it's really amazing. And it's a lot of fun to play. So that's it for this video, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Yu-Gi-Oh! Lightsworn updated version of my Lightsworn deck profile. That's gotta be it for this video, guys. So don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe, post your comments in the comment section below, and tell me what you think about my updated version of my Lightsworn deck profile. And that's gotta be it for this video, guys. So this is Domingo Hero Network. Like I say, take care, have a good day, goodbye, everyone. Domingo Hero Network is signing out. Peace.